Managing natural agricultural resources is all about decisions. Some are big, some are small, but they all add up to a sum total. At the end of the day, or the month, or the season, you hope to end up with a sustainable equation. It all starts in the soil. How you manage the health of the soil will determine how the rest of your decisions pan out. You can improve soil health by following these key practices. Keep the soil covered. Keep the soil disturbance to a minimum. Keep a living cover throughout the year to feed the soil. Diversify as much as possible using crop rotations and cover crops. If possible, incorporate livestock into your system. Let's ask farmers and ranchers how these conservation practices work on the land.
We try to follow all the soil health principles. Actually, we do a lot of cover cropping, integrating cover crops into our vegetable plantings. We keep a diverse rotation. Try to keep our plantings on a 6-year rotation. So we're getting a lot of diversity out there as far as diverse cover crops as well as diverse crop rotations and letting the land be fallow for several years before we bring it back into the rotation, and then running animals on that. Well-managed livestock is the biological driver. We understand that, and that's why we have livestock on our farm. Integrating those livestock on the land really helps fuel that biology and promote soil health. We also do a lot of agroforestry practices.
I think for us, just rotation is huge. Just rotating the cows on a daily basis, at least once a day. We're rotating, so we give what's behind them rest, and then we've seen a huge improvement in that. When we moved here to this farm, it'll be 5 years in November. It was a row crop farm, so excessive tillage, and just retraining myself that tillage isn't bad if you use it every once in a while, but if you till every year again and again and again, you're really you're mining the soil. You're mining that topsoil. So we found just really lack of topsoil. When you have on top of that you have sand, so you have water erosion. And seeing just the need for more carbon, more organic matter. So it's one of those things where just seeing the improvement just from growing nothing to actually having a stand of grass, and clover and various broadleaves, which I like to see the diversity of it, of plant life.
A wise conservationist once said, "Without love for the land, conservation lacks meaning or purpose, for only in a deep inherent feeling for the land can there be dedication in preserving it." Where do you find meaning and purpose in your work on the land?
What is my why, I guess, is the question you're asking. And I consider myself an environmentalist. I like kind of my motto is I'm a tree hugger with 3 chainsaws and a sawmill. I hug them till I cut them down and turn them into boards or firewood. I just love. I've always been passionate about gardening, growing food, and growing plants. My wife is kind of the livestock farmer of the partnership. So, when you integrate livestock and plants together, that's where you get the symbiosis, and that's where the beauty comes in. So, that's kind of been our passion for a long time.
I love waking up and knowing that it's going to be a different day every day. Like, what are you going to see, growing in the field? What are you going to see in the air? What are you going to see on the ground, wildlife? I just love that about farming. And really just being a part of, something bigger than yourself. Like for when you're focused on soil health, you see the positive, the positive results of your management. So, whether it's improved forage stand or field sparrows, nesting in your fields or bobolinks or, you know, so that sort of thing. It's like, it's just like, I love that about it. Seeing the positive of, you know, how you choose to manage your land. And, you know, for me, just thinking about the bees, thinking about the pollinators, not just the cows, but thinking about ecology as a whole, you know, I have to train myself to do that.
Both the NRCS and your local SWCD serve as landowner resources for all your soil health questions. They have in-depth information on any of the conservation practices we've just discussed. Feel free to contact either of them today. Funding for this video was provided in part by the Clean Water, Land, and Legacy Amendment.